So we're going to just do the show then?
I mean, if you want to do the show, we do the show, or we can catch up for a while. Whatever you want to do. You're the boss.
We'll just do the show, and then we'll catch up.
I don't think you're going to catch up with me at all. I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, shut up, Tony.
Oh, shut up. That was me. That was my Dan impression.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, shut up. It's a little, I'll work on it. I got to get in a lower register for it.
Oh, shut up. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do the intro.
All right.
What's the name of the show?
Hey, watch it with Dan and Tony. Hey, watch it with Dan and Tony. It's like watching, yeah.
Welcome to Hate Watching with Dan and Tony, the Centennial episode.
Mono-Centennial. You blew the joke. Back to one. It's Mono-Centennial. Damn it.
And this is our clip show, as you might have seen from the intro clip, which was a clip from our very first show where...
The very first show.
Super low energy Dan.
Yeah, super low energy Dan. You forgot the name to your own show. You invented the show. You came up with it episode 1. You don't know the name of the show.
I told you to shut up.
That's par for the course at this point.
And I think you said something about an idiot, right? Probably. No.
I mean, listen, if I haven't called you an idiot, then we're not doing the show right. I will say that I almost wore the same shirt, and I wish that I would have watched that before and actually done the same shirt. Damn it.
I know Shannon was like, I put on a shirt. She's like, you wore that shirt the last show. And I'm like, who cares?
Everyone will care. You're going to get so many DMs and Twitters. Boy, the people are upset.
And I'm like, Tony wears that same Rip'em shirt like every goddamn show.
I do, Dan. It's my favorite shirt, and 2, it's one of my favorite movies we've ever done. So that shirt is in the rotation for good.
Yeah. So this show, we're just gonna play some clips from our other shows that we dredged up. So Tony's put in hours of work going through the old shows and cutting these clips, which I told him which ones to cut. Did you add any clips that you wanted in there?
I only added 2 clips, and I'm very excited for one of them.
So. Oh, excellent! Because I don't even remember what the clips are. What I try to do is I'd go to the shows and I tried to run them at double speed, and then that was horrifying.
No, God, what?
Can't even listen. And so then I just sort of put them on, and then I'd usually jump to the 40 or 50 minute mark where, we'd really be getting into it. And then I'd listen for a while.
Once we've lost our minds a little bit.
Where the train is going off the rails.
Yeah. There's no salvaging it.
And also for this thing, we went through and we picked out 5 of the movies we did that we liked, and then 5 of the movies that we really hated. Tony, why don't you talk about one of the movies you really hated and continue to hate?
Oh, okay. So do you want to do them in order?
Doesn't matter.
Or how?
Mine,
it doesn't matter.
Mine aren't in order. You can do yours in order.
Yours aren't in order at all.
Not in order at all.
Oh shoot! I put mine in order.
That's fine.
Okay, let's find my list. Where's my list?
I don't know.
I lost it, Dan. What happened? Isn't it in this email?
Tony doesn't even know his list.
I got no list. You start. Tell me one of your own lists.
Let's just The Mummy.
Oh, The Mummy.
Oh God, it was horrible. Tom Cruise is horrible. I got to talk about how much I hate Tom Cruise. Tony,
listen. Hold on. Before you even continue, you can't hate Tom Cruise. I don't allow it. But he is not good in that movie.
He's not good at that movie.
so I get it there. But in general, he's a real treat. And listen, Top Gun Maverick is going to change your life, Dan.
It's so funny. People are talking about the Top Gun, and they're all like, "Movies revolutionized," and it's just like, no, it's an actual
revolutionized.
It's a good movie again. After like Morbius, yeah, okay. I'm sure you see Morbius one weekend, and you go into the new Top Gun, and you're like, "Oh my God, how can you make movies like this? It's incredible!" But it's like, when they're making Morbius as a thing,
And honestly, it's more just a throwback to like a good movie. You know what I mean? It's not like this is like a brand new way to make movies. It's actually more of a like a reversion to how we used to make summer blockbusters, and they were great.
Well, and that brings us to one of your movies, which you hated and continue to hate, Moonfall.
Moonfall it's the greatest disappointment of the 20th century. 21st? What century are we in?
Sure.
And here's the thing. I say that unironically, I think. And a lot of bad shit has happened, but this is the worst because it should have been perfect. It's Roland Emmerich, and he's, 90s era, so good, right? And this is the return. This was his, like, this is my movie. I'm so excited to make it. I'm going to make it on my own because no one will do it, and I'm going to prove you all wrong. And he proved them all right. Get out of the business. Stop making bullshit. It broke my heart, Dan. It broke my heart.
And I think, The Mummy and Moonfall are kind of emblematic. The Mummy's sort of like the studio system trying to do its thing and force this dark Universal franchise, and then Moonfall is like, we're gonna go back and we're gonna find that magic again, and it's like, dude, you did not understand anything about what it is your stupid movies connect to.
And that's the thing is, you can find that magic again. He can't, obviously. Sure. He has no way, because he doesn't understand what the magic was. Yeah. He's missing the big picture. He thinks he knows what it is because that's what he liked about it. Yeah. But that's not what everyone else liked about it. And that's, you got to do, I don't know. I guess, do what you love. So, sorry, Roland.
And that's also the Mummy thing is like Tom Cruise is like, this is what I'm a rapscallion, but I'm not that much of a rapscallion. I'm a bad guy, but really I'm a super good guy, and I'm
a super good guy, not even just a regular good guy. I'm like a super good guy, but also a little dangerous.
I'm gonna shoot those chains. Just like, oh, come on, guy, come on. What are you doing?
He shot at a lot of them too.
Jeez,
it's good. No, yeah, and that's another thing, because the dark universe I was very excited for. Again, a lot of this podcast is just me being disappointed in the product that has been made, and I wish that it would have gone better, because the idea of a universe with the universal monsters is fucking fantastic.
Well, the first thing is the thing they don't understand. Universal doesn't understand this is the Universal monsters are the Universal monsters because they're designed incredibly well.
Yes.
And a thing we've seen is there's no design in the Mummy that was. I mean, the girl was hot. Okay, great, she's hot.
Big deal. Who cares? There's lots.
What toys are you going to make out of that stupid movie? You're not. And the thing with Morbius is, what toys are you going to make from that movie?
Well, I want Morbius toys. I want to be able to pick up a toy and be like, it's Morbin time. Also, on Morbius, did you see that there is now a petition to bring it back to the theaters for the third time? I mean, these people are really making my day.
Well, and Jared did like the gag where he's holding the script to it's Morbin time. I'm like,
that's correct.
So good.
Yeah. And but I can't tell if he's in on the joke or if he's like sort of delusional. Are you sure?
He's gotta be
He's a weird guy, Dan. I don't know.
Gotta be on the joke.
If it was someone a little like more grounded and a little more self-aware, I would believe that they're in on the joke. I don't know that Jared Leto's in on the joke. I don't know.
How can you make a movie and not think you're going to have a makeup and a costume that people can look at and you can make an action figure of? I mean,
well, yeah, if you're doing a superhero movie, especially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whoa, come on, guys. A little forethought, please.
I mean, I grew up on Morbius, in the 70s. That is one of those villains I loved. And he had a look. He was weird looking, and whatever. We can complain about Morbius all day.
But we could also talk about action figures. Have I talked about the Jurassic League on this podcast? This is irrelevant to anything we're going to talk about.
I think it was one of your favorite things one time.
Oh, that makes sense. It's still my favorite thing. The second issue came out, and it's just as good. But they need to make action figures out of these dinosaur superheroes. It's fucking
I
awesome.
can tell you this, Tony. If somebody
Tell
doesn't,
me.
if they don't make them professionally, someone will make them because that's the
So
real deal.
I should scour the internet, is what you're saying. I shouldn't wait for Hasbro to come out with them.
Trust in the thing. I think we're gonna watch a couple clips of a movie that I really liked and you also liked, but there are first two clips about a movie called Double Dragon.
Oh, Double Dragon. Yeah, this was surprisingly good.
So let's play these two clips and then we'll talk about them on the other side.
All right, I love it. Here we go. Roll the clip.
We have Alyssa Milano in like her super short haircut, bleach blonde. She's gorgeous. Oh my God.
And she's got just a crazy outfit. I'm not even sure what parts are cloth and what parts are skin at some points. It's very confusing, but I'm into it.
Well, she's wearing like short jeans, like cut off jeans, and then she's wearing like stockings.
Oh,
then there's stockings under there down that are holding on to like leggings or stockings in her legs. So
it's very confusing.
Her upper thighs are revealed,
but everything else is covered on the legs. Yeah.
And then she's wearing a really tight green t-shirt. Yeah. And it was funny. Another one of the YouTube videos is just all the sexy scenes of her through this movie. It's like 2.5 minutes to music.
Is that when I was talking about monocles? Bionicles? Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I realize those are my favorite parts is when we get a real peek into your brain. Because it's a scary place in there.
It's a dark, dark cavern that once you're too deep in, Dan, you can never get out. And it's a real problem.
Dark or empty.
That's why it's dark.
Good joke, Tony. You made a good joke about yourself.
You're a self-deprecating humor.
I think and we have a couple of themes in those clips that we've continued to sort of explore. One of them
is Alyssa Milano.
No, it's my obsession with the hot girls in a movie, which I will totally like give a movie a lot of pass if they have a hot girl in there.
Sure. But apparently not the Mummy, because you already said it. Well, she's not like the lead, I guess, so maybe that's different.
Well, no, I mean, that's like the one thing I'm going to bring up with that movie that didn't annoy me.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. That is what happened.
It's like, when we watch like the Brendan Fraser Mummy, I still think about
100%.
That girl. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, but that movie's also great. So it's got a lot of things going for it, which just kind of elevates. I don't know. It's great.
And then in the other one, we talk about making fun of you, which we spent a lot of time.
No, that is. So that's something we should talk about on the 100th episode here. Let's talk a little, because I pulled several clips of you being a meanie head, and then which we should maybe we'll just set that up. You made fun of me. So there's a story that I told you in confidence.
Oh, really?
About at first, I don't know if you remember how the can opener story. I told you just you and me, and then you were like, we need to put it on the podcast.
We do.
So I retold the fucking story.
Such a good story
for your podcast, so I would look like you did it. But before we continue with it, we're gonna watch that clip of me telling the can opener story.
We're gonna watch the can opener. Okay.
Yeah, let's watch that. We were gonna make some baked beans to go with our fresh fish that we were making, and so I went in, got the beans, looked around for a while, and I was like, I don't have anything I can open this can with. I went outside and I was like, Dad, hey, where's the can opener? And he's like, it's in the drawer. So I went into these drawers, and I was like looking for I don't know, probably 10 minutes. He comes in and he's like, what is the problem? And I was like, there's no can opener. I don't know what to tell you. I can't open this can. And he goes to the drawer and he takes out this little hand clamp that I've never seen before. And he's like, what the fuck does this look like? And I was like, I don't know. Pliers?
Greatest story ever, Tony. I think about that story all the time. And it's not because I think you're an idiot. It's just it's just so emblematic of how times change. It's like you didn't know what that old stupid kind of can opener was. And it's like
I've never seen it. I mean, maybe maybe this is what they call the privilege, right? So I just
no, it's not. That's not privilege. It's just you never saw it. I mean,
My only can opener was the electric can openers that I just put up. I just held the thing up and it did all the work. I could not understand why I would ever want a manual can opener. I don't know why I'd want to do the work, guys.
No, I understand because it's basically an older technology, and it's just so funny that we all have those things in our life where we just don't run into something or don't something bounces off us, and you're 20. It's like I was saying to my wife, we were taking our walk, one of our many walks we take every day.
You guys are getting exercise. I love it.
I probably didn't have Chinese food till I was like 25.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we didn't eat Chinese food when we were kids. We didn't go out to Chinese food ever.
You grew up here, right?
Yeah,
Orange County.
Yeah.
So, what kind of food did you guys? What was your family theme?
Oh, we just ate American food because that's what we ate.
Okay, all right.
We go to the pizza place as our go out.
I mean, I do love pizza. Was it a local place or did you eat a chain? Talk to me.
Oh well, we had my favorite pizza place, Me and Ed's, which
it was called Me and Ed's.
Me and Ed's. It was like these two dudes, and it's a little chain in Orange County, and at one point I was going down to do WonderCon, and I was like, oh man, I really want, and I was staying there. I was staying in Orange County, so I was like, oh, after the first day of the show, I'll drive down to Me and Ed's. I'll get myself my own pizza.
Yeah, there you go.
I go down there, and they're like, have a sign: we are closing forever in a week.
Oh no! But did you get it
then
one last time?
One last time.
It's a beautiful and sad story.
Yeah.
I mean, good for you for getting one last time.
One last pizza.
Here's what I'm going to tell you right now is I live in regret.
Tony, I know that about you. I've seen how you live your life. There better be a lot of regret.
I'm not even sure that's what I meant to say there. So
you've made a lot of terrible decisions.
I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life. But one thing that I regret, I don't think this is the right word. I don't know what happened. But it was about food going away. When I was a kid, I grew up on these things called meat trios from the Schwansman. Do you guys have the Schwansman out here?
We do not have the Schwansman.
Okay, well, there's this place called the Schwansman, and they deliver you frozen food. They drive down your neighborhood, and they have frozen food, and they just give it to you. And they had these things called meat trios. They were little boat pizzas, like personal pizzas, and I would eat 3 or 4 at a time as a kid, which is way too many. You're supposed to have like one. But at like midnight, I would throw like 3 in the oven. This is a body built by me trios growing up.
Hold on.
And
wait, hold on. How old were you when you're throwing these in the thing at midnight?
I mean, this is middle school all the way through college. And then I think it was like sophomore year of college, I came home for the summer and the Schwansman stopped selling me trios. And I've never had one since. And I think about them.
Wait, hold on. You mean he cut you off specifically, or they just ceased the product?
No, yeah. He came and he was like, "No more for you, Tubby." No, they just stopped selling them. They cold stopped selling them within the year that I was at school and came home. And I think about them all the time, Dan.
Yeah, well,
so I'm happy that you were able to like have your piece because I've never had it.
And the other thing is it's actually a chain down there, so I could probably still go to Orange County and get that pizza. So, and I regret not having gotten another one since then. I always think about trying to figure out a way of going down there and getting that pizza for some sort of doing something else.
Well, maybe we're going to take a hate-watching road trip to get some pizza.
Pizza trip!
Because I need pizza as well. Back to the can opener real quick, because there's just one more part to that story that really gets my goat, is that it actually came up again later on when we're watching a movie. All of a sudden, there's an old-timey can opener, and I still didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So let's watch the Ernest Scared Stupid clip.
And how does Hackmore try and get him out of the giant barrel?
With a giant wrench, I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
What is it?
It's a thing that you wouldn't know what it is, Tony.
Oh, you're saying it's a can opener?
Can opener. I
thought it was a giant wrench.
It's an old-timey type of can opener, and Tony doesn't know what a
from the Pilgrim times. That's why I don't know it, Dan.
cannot be happier in my life that you did not know that was a can opener. Even
I
though
wrote-
we've done this bit before, you still haven't learned.
But
It looked
I
like a
thought it
giant
was
wrench.
giant wrench.
But
Yeah.
the earlier, even before the ones that your dad made you learn what it was,
which was the twist one.
there were ones that
Yeah.
where it just looks like a little wrench, and it would go, and
There you go.
the one side would cut a hole in the can. We're back from the can opener story part 2. Yeah, when I was watching that movie and I saw that can opener pop up, I'm like, oh, this is so good. This is so good.
It's embarrassing to me. Like the first story's not that embarrassing to me.
Oh, wait,
because
this one's more embarrassing.
This story to me is more embarrassing because I've had 20 years since my first encounter to learn what these old timey can openers are like, and I still don't know.
Tony,
so that one hurt.
Tony should have researched can openers. You should be the can
why
opener guy. Why didn't you?
You know what I mean? Why? So if you have a moment in your life that you're embarrassed by something because you don't know it, usually you'd be like, okay, let me learn about this. Learn from my mistakes. I didn't do it. I didn't care. And then it came back to haunt me.
It came back to haunt you. Oh.
It's the story of my life.
Yes. So let's see. What other
Well, let's talk about this for a second,
Sure.
damn it, because I've got something to surprise you in a second.
Uh-oh.
So, as you mentioned, one of the themes of the podcast is you making me look stupid.
Oh,
right?
Sorry, I had to apologize.
We're gonna get there. Hold on. First, I want to play this clip to really set you up.
We need some good witty banter for the beginning of the show. Say something funny.
You don't want me to just put you making me look like an idiot because I don't know who Henry Ford is.
That's the whole show, isn't it? That's why people tune in. I mean, have you ever made me look like an idiot?
Oh, Dan, I think so.
When?
So that, Dan Goodsell, is you claiming I've never made you look like an idiot. You're so sure of yourself. You're so confident. But guess what?
Cocky.
You're cocky. That's right. You're coming out the gate, swinging past your knees. Oh, I'm never looking like an idiot. It's always you big idiot. Well, watch this clip.
Want your apology now?
Yeah, I want to start the day off on a highlight.
Your apology, Tony was right. Tony made an observation and Dan shot him down because Dan thinks he's a big smartass. That was Rob Gronkowski in Boss Level.
In Boss Level? Yeah!
The funniest thing is, that's not the only time I screwed up.
Is it not? That's the only one that I remember. Shit. What's the other time?
The other one was the mandala effect.
Oh, damn it. That's right. You know what? I don't have it pulled right now. I'm going to pull that clip as well. So let's round 2 of Dan being an idiot right now. Hi, everyone. Quick editor's note. Try as I might, I cannot find this footage anywhere. Now, is this an example of the Mandela effect? I would argue yes. Dan and I both remember this happening. It's a very plausible conversation, and yet it does not seem to exist. Now, was there an alternate timeline, perhaps, where this took place? Absolutely. Maybe time travel was involved, and we had done this, and then someone changed the timeline, and now it has not happened. Either way, it did not take place in this timeline, as far as I can tell. So, I'll let you chew on that, and I'll send you back to the show.
I'm so sorry, Tony.
That's what we call redemption.
You knew something that I did not know.
That's right. I got you good.
The Rob Gronkowski one, whatever. I'm not an idiot for that one. It's like Rob Gronkowski, who the hell cares?
Well, you never hung out with Rob before? Well, I mean, we're tight, me and Robbie.
But you definitely knew what the Mandela effect was, and I assumed you were being an idiot and confusing it with the butterfly effect or something like that.
Well, here's the thing. In 99 episodes, we'll say, because this one doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Being right twice is pretty good.
Pretty good, Tony. I'm pretty proud of you.
Pretty good. I'm feeling real good about myself.
They get canceled out because you screwed up the can opener twice. So no good. All no good.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
So now we were talking about Dan's love for the ladies.
Yes, yeah.
So this next clip, we're going to talk about one of my favorites, which I think you have this here, is Jessica Alba.
J. Alba. That's right.
Perfectly skinned, always perfect hair. I mean, you know, I have Kristen Stewart here, and we have Jessica Alba here. Kristen Stewart, you know, her hair game has been off the charts lately. I mean, she brings it.
You're right about that.
She brings it, but Jessica Alba has brought it from like day one. You know, just perfection in motion.
We're just talking about hair game, right?
Well, no, I mean, just that aspect. You know, if we're talking about the aspect of beauty, there's hair game, of course.
Of course.
There's all these, you know, all these other things. You know, Jessica Alba, like literally the perfect tone of skin. You watch those Fantastic Four movies and you just go like, my eyes. You watch.
That's what you're getting out of the Fantastic Four movies?
Her skin tone? Yes, I get her skin tone out of those movies.
What about Chris Evans doing the flame on, flame off trick? That's great.
And it's interesting because we got your Chris Evans, who you love, but she was also in another movie with your other Paul Walker ultimate boyfriend.
Paul Walker,
the boat movie.
Into the Blue or something like that? Yeah. That's a good, and they're in bikinis and he's shirtless for most of it. It's a great movie, guys.
So
I love
we're gonna watch my effusive love of Jessica Alba, and then we're gonna get back and talk a little bit about Tony's loves. Most soulless kiss ever.
Ooh, yeah, it was painful to watch. I mentioned this, I don't know, a few weeks ago on Stealth, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one, where I picture myself on the other end of the kisses. Not on the end that I would be on. Like, I'm not kissing Jessica Alba. I'm kissing Mike Myers because I'm trying to compare notes in my general life. And this is one of the stop Dan. This is one of the worst kisses I've ever seen in my life. There is no joy. If you're paying me money, I think I can kiss anybody passionately.
So wait, if I'm in a movie and I'm kissing Jessica Alba,
correct,
you're sitting there imagining you're kissing me?
I'm kissing you, yes. Because I'm trying to...
What is wrong with you?
I am trying...
What is wrong with you?
Because I need to... So, let's say if you're kissing Jessica Alba, my first question is, how you doing it, Dan? How did you do this? And second of all, is she enjoying it? So I put myself in her shoes. That's what I need to know.
She's not enjoying it. I am enjoying it. Tony, what's wrong with you? What is? I mean, I wonder about you. I
stand by my remarks. 1,000,000%.
How do you stand by these remarks?
How am I going to learn, Dan, to kiss these beautiful women if I don't know how you're doing it? And not you personally, but the other person. So you got to kiss the man and be like, okay, so that's what you're doing. I feel good. You feel good. She'll feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're gonna talk about this.
Well, you want to unpack this?
So you're saying the way to learn like something like massage therapy is to just get a lot of massages.
I mean, that's a great start, right? Because then you'll be like, oh, that feels good. Let me do that to someone else. Pay it forward.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like that movie.
You're laying flat on your face and someone is doing something to you. The way you're not going to know what they're doing. Start. They could be doing it with who knows what. They could be doing it with their feet. They could be doing it with their elbow. They could be doing it with their butt. You don't know.
That's a Friends episode, dude. That's a Friends episode. Ross is giving someone a massage with like paddles and shit. You're right. I mean, you're absolutely right. So
is Ross wrong or are you wrong?
Ross is wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
100%. He's never had a massage before. That's why he doesn't know. How about that? I bet if we looked at the character bio, it would say Ross never had a massage. Because that's how you learn things. And it's specifically lip movement. You know what I mean? Because like I didn't necessarily know what to do. And my hand's not going to teach me because that's what they always tell you, learn on your hand. My hand doesn't do anything.
No, but Tony, this is what there's such a difference between imagining yourself in a situation and watching his lips.
Well, what's the difference?
What do you mean, what's the difference?
What's the difference?
If you're daydreaming something, that is not the same as watching a movie about, it's like, I'm daydreaming, I'm Iron Man.
I do that all the time too. Yeah,
Not the same as watching a movie where you watch Iron Man fly through the air.
but it could be if you're putting yourself in that position. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about how he's
But you're
feeling
not.
while he's
See,
flying.
you're saying I'm going to put myself in the position of being the wind or the air that's getting moved out of the way when Iron Man flies, as opposed to being Iron Man.
How does he fly, Dan? Teach me how he flies, and I bet you'll have to talk about wind. So who's right now?
So Tony, you were supposed to like compile a short list of some of your favorite Hollywood hunks.
Yeah, my boy toys. That's what I'm calling this.
You calling this segment Tony's Boy Toys?
Tony's Boy Toys. Yeah.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Here's the thing, guys. It's really hard. Like I
really
sat down.
Hard.
I started. Let me before we get to like. I basically just wrote a top 5.
I narrowed it down to 1,000.
No, I made a top 5, but it was hard. It started as what are those circle charts where there's like overlap in the circles?
A Venn diagram?
A Venn diagram. That's what it started as, is like guys that I want to sleep with, guys that I want to be friends with, and then the crossovers are like the top. You know what I mean?
Wait a second.
Not literally.
Wait a second. So you're saying guys that you want to imagine that you were asleep?
Not just guys that I find physically attractive, but I'm not attracted to them. You know, there's a difference. But then there's also like the guys that are like cool and like, oh man, I want to hang out with him. That's the Dax Shepherds of it all. You know what I mean? Like
Dax,
I'm not necessarily
kind of hideous.
I'm not going to say he's hideous because I want to be friends with him, but he's not.
Freddie Prinze Jr. kind of hideous at this point.
Stop. See, Freddie and Dax head up the two opposing sides. Okay, so Freddie's beautiful.
Hold on.
What?
So this is
going to take us a full episode to get through the list.
That's fine with me. So
okay.
So Freddie Prinze Jr. So you're talking about like 19, 21-year-old, she's all that, Freddie Prinze. You're not talking about Freddie Prinze today.
Anytime Freddie Prinze Jr. I mean, I don't know him as a kid, so we'll pass that. But, starting with the early 90s rom-coms all the way to now, I still think he's a handsome devil.
Okay, so you got your Venn diagram, and how many dudes did you start with?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it got unruly. So I was like, I need to think of a different way to do this.
How many names did you write down initially, would you guess?
I would say each one had about 10 to 15.
Oh, okay.
And then the overlap, there was only like 5 or 6. Okay. And I was like, well, those are probably just the guys, right? Sure. So I want to say... But there are a couple of honorable mentions that I'd like to point out from the good-looking camp that I don't feel like I would ever hang out with. You know what I mean? So that would be your Jensen Ackles, who I do think is the most attractive man in Hollywood.
Really?
But he's way too cool for me. He's not like a down-to-earth guy. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I know I'm a hot shit and you're tubby. I'm not going to hang out with you. That's the vibe I get from him. So he's not on the list, but I want you guys to know that he's my number one look visually.
He's your hottest man in Hollywood.
He is the hottest man. He's not my hottest. He's the hottest man in Hollywood. I will die on that hill right now.
Now, who is he?
Who is he?
He's Arrow?
Do you watch? I mean, close. You're on the right network. No, that's Stephen Amell, also very beautiful. But I think he's kind of a dick. He was Dean Winchester in Supernatural for 15 years.
Oh, he's one of the Supernatural guys.
He's the good-looking one. Forget Jared Padalecki. No thanks. Big floppy moppy. But now he's in The Boys. Do you watch The Boys?
I watched the first season. That was enough.
Okay, well, he's in the 3rd season of The Boys. It's dropping right now. It's wonderful.
Yeah, what's his name's in that, and he dates what's her name that we used to work at Groundlings with.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to expand on that because I didn't understand any of those people.
The one guy that plays the non-superpower guy. Who's that guy? Jason Jackson. Jason Jackson. He's like,
I don't know.
So there's the badass. There's the big heroes that are like evil, but they're the heroes.
Yeah.
And then there's the guy that kills the heroes.
Sure. Yeah. Butcher.
And then
Billy Butcher.
The normal guy, human that works with him. What's his name?
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid.
Dennis Quaid's son.
That's Dennis Quaid's son.
Yeah, yes, sir.
He dates Scooter Magruder.
What?
Yeah, they've been
First of
dating for a million
all,
years. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for both of
Yeah.
them. I'm happy for both of them.
Yeah.
That's a pretty couple.
yeah, it's good for him. Good for her.
Yeah. Hey, he's great in the show.
Yeah, he's really good. He's funny.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
know.
so Ackles off the list.
Yeah, Ackles off the list, but I do love him. So the list, 5 people, right?
Yeah.
And it's the hybrid group that I'm like, I would sleep with you.
So Ackles is the only honorable mention.
Yeah, he's the only one that I like kicked off that I felt guilty.
So he was
about.
like number 6. He was number 6
Because I feel like if he heard it, he'd be sad. You know what I mean? Because like he's like, oh, but I deserve the top spot. I just don't think you're that nice of a guy.
Oh, you're throwing him a bone, is what you're doing.
I'm throwing him a bone just in case I'm wrong and he is a cool guy. Like, hit me up, Jay. Just in case. I don't want to burn any bridges with these guys. You know what I'm saying? But
when the show blows up, he's gonna be like, he's
gonna cheer and hopefully he'll be like, oh, okay, you're my guy.
There would have been a tear in his eye, and you're like, no.
My DMs are open, is what the kids say, I think. So
okay,
hit me up.
So we're gonna start at 5.
Oh, okay. And I don't think that they're in order.
Okay,
because it's hard. It's really hard.
Really hard.
But these are the guys that like I would have a relationship with, who are very handsome but also really cool guys, I think. All right. So you got your Freddie Prinze Jr., right? Top of the pops. He's great. I love the guy. Always have, always will. You got your Dax Shepard. And here's the thing. I know that we said he's not super good looking, but I don't think he's atrocious. I think that you're being mean. Listen, he got Kristen Bell. Okay, so he is doing okay.
I guess that's okay. Ugh.
Whoa, you don't like? Okay, well, that's
Her?
a whole nother conversation.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. Big fan.
I mean, she's no
fan.
Jennifer Garner, but
you mean Elbow, not Gardner.
No, I mean, Jennifer Garner's like, ugh. I mean, she's not as Jennifer Garner, but she's pretty
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying.
No, she's
the other way with it.
No,
okay.
Jessica Alba's like a goddess. What's Kristen Bell is like, oh, I'm annoying blonde. Yeah, got it.
She was. Well, listen, she was my number 1 for a while. We don't have to get into it.
So your number 1?
They're a power. Yeah, in the Veronica Mars days. Whoa. I was also in like high school and college, so it all worked out. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Wow, so
Dax Shepard,
they're your dream couple, just about.
They are the Hollywood power couple for me. I love them. Listen to his podcast. It's great. Dax on the list. Let's hang out, buddy. Number 3, but they're not really in order, is I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Dacre Montgomery.
Dacre? What the? Is he like
Billy
the Superman
from Stranger Things?
Oh, that guy's cool. Okay, I'll give you that.
He and Jason from Power Rangers.
Yeah,
so I mean, he's great. He's beautiful, and I just feel like he's a cool guy.
He's the first one of these people that I'm like, okay, I'll buy that.
The first one? Dan, that is a shame. Okay, let me just say it. You know what? I think that's enough. We've spent like 10 minutes.
We got 3.
Boys.
We got 2 more.
We'll save them.
No, you're doing the 2 more. We're gonna finish this once and for all this time. We're not waiting for the 200th episode.
Yeah, no kidding. So the other one is oh shit, what's his name now? Oh, I should have written this down. I didn't write it down. He is Sex Drive. Stand by. Let me Google it real quick. And he's Cyclops. He's Mopey Cyclops.
And
Jason?
That weird guy?
Whoa, what are you talking about?
The guy in the Bunny movie? The Hop? That dude?
I've never seen Hop. Do you mean Sonic? Because then, yeah, James Marsden.
James Marsden?
Oh, yeah, man. He is so charming. He's so charming. He's very pretty. And I just feel like he's a cool guy because of Sonic. I watched Sonic and I was like, I would hang out with that dude. Have you ever seen 27 Dresses? I mean, it's not a great movie, but have you seen it?
Is Katherine Heigl in it? Then I've not seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put it for this show and I'll watch it, but I'm not watching Katherine Heigl do anything. She is. I would hang out with. I mean, Jennifer Garner. I have nothing bad to say about Jennifer Garner when I compare her to Katherine Heigl.
No, I agree 100%. But he is so charming in this movie.
Yeah.
And then Enchanted. You saw Enchanted, yeah?
The Amy Adams?
Yeah,
movie?
Amy Adams.
Oh, she's
Fairy Tale Come to
so
Life.
good in that movie.
I agree 100%. He's phenomenal in that movie.
Is he the prince or
Strange
something?
words.
Or
He is the prince. Yeah,
oh, and
he's the
is
prince.
that like a Dermot Mulroney is the guy she lives with? Who's the guy she...
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey, that dude. Same
Who's
guy.
also beautiful, but not on the list.
And the last person
Sorry.
on the list, let's do the last one.
The last person, I saved my favorite for last, and it's James Van Der Beek.
Super long
You don't know
face,
James
Mr.
Van Der
Long
Beek?
Face.
Mr. Longface. Yeah. Dawson Leary.
Oh,
Yep.
he was in a good show. What? Oh, he was in the Bee in Apartment 23.
Don't
wasn't
Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
Oh.
He Friends with Better Lives was a show that I really enjoyed that ended after one season. I think he's not had a great go of it post Dawson. He left for a while and then he tried to come back and then, I don't know, it didn't really work. But then he was on Dancing with the Stars and he was so great and he got fucking robbed on that show. And then they chased him out of Hollywood and he moved to like Texas or some shit. So I'm devastated and we're never going to hang out.
Did something happen to him?
I think like some personal stuff happened and he just wanted to spend more time with his family. He's got like a ton of kids with his wife.
Wow.
But he just seems like a genuinely like sweet guy and he's so self-aware and I love like in Don't Trust the Bee. He's very much self-deprecating and making fun of his stardom and I love it.
He's so good in that. He's great. She was so good in that. She's great in everything. I love her so.
Oh yeah, Jessica Jones.
Ooh,
that's good stuff too.
Smoking hot.
Yeah. Yes. Kristen Ritter, by the way, if people don't know who we're talking about. So anyhow, so that's kind of the top 5 that I landed on. And they're great. There's more to the list. I could list a ton of guys that I like, but those are my 5 right now.
Okay.
That was a long time on the podcast. I apologize.
That's what we're here for, Tony. We're here for that.
Is that what we're here for? That's what the people show up for, to hear my love life.
Now, one of the ideas I had, I was like, when we start doing this show and it blows up, we're going to have to like have other shows to do. Right? We're going to do, because we're going to,
I remember you've pitched a couple and I was like, yeah, let's do them. And then we never
did them. What, do you remember what they were?
I remember one of them. My favorite one was you wanted to, it was either recreate scenes.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, that would that would have been fun. Yes, where we look at a scene in a movie that's horrible, and then we rewrite that scene, and then we reperform it and fix it so it's actually funny. And
I still want to do that one, just for the record.
And actually, we'll go right into that. I mean, don't we have a setup? We sort of have a setup for that, which is it's the Love Guru.
Oh my God! Did we miss the scene in the bar where he does the flatulence noises into the cup?
We missed that. They were the worst flatulent noises into a cup I've ever heard.
I don't understand. He had to explain what it was in the movie because it wasn't working. He kept going like, do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? It was so bad. And he's like, I'm doing diarrhea noises into my cup. If you have to tell me what you're doing, you're not doing it very well, you idiot.
That's so funny.
Sorry.
I didn't even write that down because it was so pathetic. You're just like, oh my God. It's like, I mean, it wasn't even like how hard is it to into a cup? The cup didn't even do anything. Just make the fire, what is this? What is that? Oh, you should check your pants. Oh, so many of them. Oh, you must have had cherries last night. And this is where Mike Myers Love Guru, poor dude. Because what he did, he did Love Guru, and they did that embarrassing Gong Show reboot that was so weird.
I don't even know what that is.
Do you know what the Gong Show is?
Is that one of those overseas shows?
No. The Gong Show was a show from the 70s and maybe into the 80s where they'd have.
Well, now of course, I don't know what that is.
They'd have crappy acts come on, and then you'd have 3 celebrity guests, and then when they got too horrible, they'd hit a gong and they'd kick the people off. And so it was a thing. Gong Show was like, the Unknown Comic. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
That's where he came from. Okay. Chuck Barris was the host. It was a serious
People
show.
watched it.
People watched it
Okay.
and went on for
Got it.
years. And it was painful, but a lot of strange people would go on there and just do strange things. So Mike Myers brought it back, but he brought it back where he was playing like this weird British guy and wearing a full prosthetic makeup, so you couldn't tell it was him, and he was always in character as the host. And people like Will Arnett and whatever were some of the guests, and lots of weird people were on there. Probably, if we looked, there were probably people we knew on this show, you know.
Side note, Will Arnett also high on my list.
Oh, yeah.
Just, he didn't make it because he's not quite handsome enough.
But he just...
I don't understand. So was it a real... Because so you're saying like the old one was like a variety show almost, where like real acts would come on.
Yes.
But are these fake acts?
They're real
in the
acts.
Michael Myers?
Real acts, but he's playing like this...
But he's fake.
He's a fictional host that he's created, but he only...
That's too many layers.
...acts as this guy.
Yeah, no, that's too many layers.
And then he did the stupid Pentaveret, which I watched it.
Yeah, that was...
I watched an interview show where he's like, where the premise doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
He came up with a premise that's kind of interesting, and then he didn't even understand how to execute that premise. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. He doesn't know, Dan.
It's so sad.
Mike Myers, not on the list, by the way. So what are some shows? What were you going to say? What's a show you want to do?
So the idea was we would redo that fart scene, and we'd actually make it funny. Make it about farts.
What's it? First of all, make it about farts. We watched that clip. I laugh really hard. Like, I'm really enjoying your fart joke. I did not enjoy their fart joke. And in general, I don't love fart jokes. And here's a clip of me talking about why I don't like fart jokes. I don't like fart jokes. You generally do like fart jokes because fart jokes are pretty much always funny. That's why I don't like them. I think they're cheap. I think it's like, okay, way to go, lowest hanging fruit, right? But somehow this movie fucks up a fart joke. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my entire life.
Once again, Tony is wrong.
Because
of course love to fucked up fart jokes. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you?
I'm not.
I know what
the thing
you're
is,
saying.
I'm not wrong about the fart joke.
No,
it's just astonishing that you can get it wrong because it is the easiest of the jokes, which is why I don't appreciate them. But when you did it, I genuinely thought it was very funny, and because you hit it, you hit it so hard.
Well,
Dan.
And I mean, that's one of the things we learned in Groundlings is you got to go and do some commitment. And
100%.
And you need to understand comedy, and comedy is all about rhythms. And it's funny, as walking with Shannon on one of our many walks, and we walked past this guy, and he was walking his dog. We're out there 6:30 in the morning, and he's carrying a plant. Carrying this big potted plant, and he walks by, and I'm like, "What a cool guy, taking his plant for a walk." And Shannon like laughs. And it's like, I couldn't write that joke, but you when presented with a situation, you say the joke. You're like, that's the joke. What's the incongruous nature of this thing? And just like,
please, let's do it again.
Like, what the fuck is your fucking problem? Make a noise. Make a noise that sounds like a fucking fart. Is that so hard?
You gotta do it. You just go for it. And he should know that. That's my problem. Is he does know that. He knows it. He didn't do it. I don't know why.
It is.
I don't know.
It is a big mystery. But the idea for this other show, which Shannon and I talked about, and was going to be like the greatest show ever, which we did like a sort of a dry run on this show one time, was to make you watch foreign films. And then laugh at you as you become so unhappy and tortured because foreign films just make you miserable.
It was the worst experience of my life. I 100% believe that. God, it's not. It's first of all not that funny. Okay,
I'm dying. This is the worst experience of your life watching a foreign film. I'm so happy.
And I don't want to. It's not a blanket. Like there are some that I could probably stomach
Sure, of
just
course,
fine.
but I would not let you watch those types
But
of
yeah,
movies.
it's not like you picked a movie that's like people are like, oh, you need to watch this film. This is brilliant filmmaking, but it's in a foreign language, so be careful. You're gonna have to read subtitles. You picked the most boring fucking movie in the entire world, and it's so crazy. And that I think we're actually going to build up to that clip.
Okay, you want to build up to that clip? Okay, we'll talk about that.
We're going to build up to it because it's an overarching theme where I tend to get upset about the movies.
You get so upset.
I do. I think I take it personally sometimes, and you get upset on occasion, but you're more level-headed when you get upset.
The only time in the show I ever got upset is like maybe Lady Ghostbusters was the one where you just loved it and I hated it so much.
First of all, I do love that movie, and you did hate
it. I took it personal somehow, which of course you can't take that personal.
That's how I feel all the time on this podcast. But this is actually good. I was going to start with me getting upset, but I actually want to show you getting upset over something.
Okay.
This goes back to your favorite film, E.T. Let's roll the E.T. clip of Dan getting mad. If I were the government, I would just ransack the house looking for the alien.
No,
That's not what they do.
Is they run a yellow extension cord into Elliot's room and pull it taut, and it moves a chair.
What? Wait, what?
Literally, this is the scene. It's the hallway above the stairs. There's a yellow extension cord plugged in the hallway, and then it runs all the way to Elliot's room under the door, and there's a chair, and they need the full extension cord, so they pull it, and the chair gets pushed back against the wall. That's what the government has waited everyone to leave the house to do, is to run an extension cord into Elliot's room and to move a chair, and to unintentionally move a chair.
What does the extension cord do?
I have no freaking idea what the hell is going on with this stupid movie. That movie, what the hell is wrong with those guys? I mean, there's just so many things in that movie that just don't make sense. Like the men wearing the spacesuits, this extension cord, we're waiting to run this extension cord, and the extension cord moves the chair. It's like, what is this? And this is still in the finished movie. What? It is in.
I think my favorite part of it is that I missed it.
Of course,
I'm watching the movie and it didn't even register to me. But you got it's one of the most mad that you've ever gotten, and you're still pretty even keeled. Like you're upset, you're personally offended, but you're even keeled when you get upset.
Oh.
And now we'll look at the flip side.
Let's watch Tony get upset a couple of times.
We'll probably roll a couple of clips at the same time, and then we'll end with the fucking Fantastic Planet.
Okay, just explained it to you.
No, you didn't explain anything. You just said a very loose. There's no reason behind it. There's no meaning behind it. Why is this even in the movie? What is this movie about? What are they trying to say? This is what I don't understand. Okay, she gets hit by lightning. Great. Magic lightning. Okay. How does that correlate to Soul? How? Let's get a little deep real quick. Nope, not over yet. Let's talk about this queen who is dying.
Moving on.
We are not done. Hold on.
Moving on. Next week on Hey Watching with Dan and Tony.
If there was ever a moment in this thing that we call a friendship that threatened to end it, it was this. This is the moment, Dan, where I had to seriously consider whether I was coming on the show today. I thought about it and I was like, I better just do the show. It'll probably be fun, but I'm upset about
it. And that's why we do the show, for the cathartic nature of airing our grievances and letting them out into the world and letting it go.
But I'll tell you, if we did do that show that you wanted to do, where it was all just you making me watch foreign films, we wouldn't be friends anymore. We'd be done. It's over.
But what if we were getting paid, big time paid?
Oh, what's big time? I'm gonna need you're gonna have to send me the contract first, and I'll make a decision on that. Because that sounds like just slow torture. Yeah, it's been a tough go. It's been a tough go for me on the podcast.
Some of the other movies I truly hated. I hated The Love Guru. I already said that. I hated Tenet.
Yeah.
And I still will hate Tenet. And it was the nice one to prove my. Cause I don't know if we have the clip of me talking about how I hate
Christopher Nolan, worst director ever.
Yeah.
I'll put it in right now. It's from Alone in the Dark, everybody. We'll roll that clip right now.
Christopher Nolan is the worst director mankind has ever seen.
Oh, I'm interested in this discussion.
Because have you seen the stupid Tenet movie? I haven't seen it yet, and we're going to watch that movie, and I'm going to say the most vicious,
but we're not going to watch it for
it.
months because he's releasing it in the theaters like an insane person.
But like he has the whole thing where there's the big airplane and there's a heist. That's a set piece.
Yeah, that's what Batman: Dark Knight Rises.
No, in Tenet there is one, but I mean, like,
don't they do that in? Isn't Bane doing a plane heist?
There's a plane, of course. He doesn't make different movies. He just makes the same stupid movie over and over again, and it gets dumber every time. I don't shoot the bullets. I catch the bullets. Like, what the F? Shut up.
Who catches? Is this Tenet again? Because I don't know anything about this movie. Okay.
Tenet, time goes backwards, and so you don't shoot bullets. You catch bullets with your gun.
What? I don't understand. I'll see the movie.
It's going to be so stupid.
I think I'm going to like it.
Crazy.
Someday we're going to have to have...
It's the same quality. He's like Yui Boll, a great director.
I think you're going to get a lot of hate for comparing Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan, he made Memento, which is a great movie, and then he has sucked so hard ever since. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. And is he a bad director? He's probably not a bad director, but like he's one of those directors that everybody. I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is he is he Uwe Boll or whoever that guy? He's not Uwe Boll. Come on. But he's like everybody. Like all the people were like, he's the smartest guy. Oh, you gotta think about him.
They love him. They love him so much.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so annoying. Ugh.
And Tenet was pretty bad.
Tenet was.
I mean, if we're just calling a spade, it was not a good movie.
And my other hated movies I had was The Bubble, which we just watched that, and oh man,
brutal. The Bubble was really bad, but it was back to back with Moonfall. I'm pretty sure we did like a 2-week where it was just some absolute trash. Yeah,
we did. Yeah, 92 was Moonfall, 93 was The Bubble, and then whatchamacallit wasn't. I guess Don't Look Up was 79, and that was a while ago. And
okay, that was. Yeah.
I take The Bubble and Don't Look Up as sort of the same movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they both suffer, and I just picked The Bubble because it did bad things to comedy.
Well, what's interesting is that Don't Look Up doesn't have Leslie Mann, which is the only shining point of The Bubble, and I enjoy it. Don't Look Up did not have that for me.
Is that what's his name's wife? That was her?
It is, but I don't know if you remember the scene where she roller skates through this. I loved it. I thought that was fantastic.
And that's what's so sad about, it's like that scene in a movie where that scene made sense, it would have been okay.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. No. It's a good scene in a terrible product.
Yeah, just like
you can't win them
one
all.
Where what's her name fights with Professor X. That was great.
Fights with Professor X? Jean Grey?
No, what?
What's
her name?
Okay, James McAvoy. Got it. I thought you were saying I understand. James McAvoy. She runs into James McAvoy. Yeah. In the pub.
And the other most hated of mine is Colossal, which we both really properly despise that movie.
Yeah, that was a tough one. One. Didn't make a lot of sense.
I have a question for you, Tony.
Oh, please.
One of the movies that you reacted most negatively to. Well, the funny thing is we both super negatively reacted to Jack the Giant Killer, and we're not going to talk about that movie at all. And I don't even think it was that, now that in retrospect, I bet you could watch it and be like, but we were very angry about that movie when we both watched it.
And what number was it? Did you have the list in front of you?
It was in the 20s. Let me go look.
Yeah, it was still pretty early, I feel like, in our hate watching careers. And I think we've just found so many things that are so much worse. And I think if we rewatch, that would actually be interesting if we rewatch some of these movies just to see how we'd react to them.
Well, I think with that one, there were a lot of structural things that were just like so annoying of the time being messy, the distances being messy, just like no real characters, like just.
But are those really that bad? In retrospect, I mean, it's not a good movie. I'm not saying like we'd watch it again and be like, oh, wow, that movie was actually pretty good. But I think it would just be kind of like, well, that wasn't very good. I didn't really enjoy it, but I don't know. I don't think it would make me as angry as it did at the time.
And I think part of it was they spent so much. I think it was a very expensive movie. And you were just like, oh, yeah. It was ugly and dumb and just like, ugh. Because, it was 25. Tenet was 26.
Well, I mean,
it does not seem like we watched Tenet that long ago.
I guess that's the difference between the two for me is that, I mean, Jack the Giant, I remember it, but I'm not still like, oh, that movie sucked. But Tenet, I'm still like, fuck that movie. It feels like we did that one yesterday.
It does.
Because that's how mad I still am about it.
We're still just like, what? And with Tenet, you just sit there going like, why? Oh my God! Just
every day that they watched dailies, I get more mad. I'm like, you watched what you did and you still kept going. Every single day, you're like, no, this is good. We can make a movie out of this fucking nonsense.
Now, the question is, you have your 5 worst. So why don't you run down the rest of let's run down the rest of your 5 worst.
All right. So Don't Look Up is on my list instead of The Bubble because it's just
very close on me. Very close.
What nudges it for me, The Bubble, awful movie, Don't Look Up, awful movie. Don't Look Up thinks it's a good movie, making a message. They're like, we're making a statement. Nope, you're not. Fuck you. It's terrible. I like the message, hate the deliverables. Yeah. Just terrible. And then Moonfall is up there because it broke my heart. Fantastic Planet was the worst day of my life. And then the next two, we haven't really talked about yet, but number one, I think I put those in order. My most hated movie was Boss Level.
Boss Level was your most hated movie?
It's not the worst movie we've ever watched. No. It's the movie that it broke my heart the most because it's like it's a throwback to 90s action movies and it should be good, but they just fuck it up. They took my favorite genre and they fucked it up. And it's unforgivable.
Now, what's the thing about that pisses you off the most? It's like the whole kid plot when they bring that whole stupidity in there.
There's everything. Everything is there for no reason. The action is dull. The only cool thing that happens when he pulls out his own teeth, which was cool. I really enjoyed that scene, and if it was in a cool movie, it would be awesome. But
visceral,
like the the aspect of reliving the day didn't work. It broke its own rules. It's just bad. It's all bad, and I don't want to think about it any longer. And then the other one that I really dislike is Home Team.
Oh, so self-serving, so like
and that's exactly the self-serving is my whole. The movie sucks. It's not funny. It's all bad, and the whole idea of it is just like Sean Payton sucking his own dick. But the coup de grace that just sets me off is the final scene. I have a clip of us talking about it. Person who says we really sucked while you were gone is fucking Sean Payton.
7 and 9 Sean Payton.
7 and 9 Sean Payton just like self-aggrandized. Like I don't even understand. It's so gross to me that his cameo in the movie is telling the fictionalized version of himself how good he is. It is disgusting.
Smarmy.
It's just the audacity to make a biopic about yourself and then put yourself in it, like pumping up yourself. It's just it's shameful. It's really shameful, and I hate him. I hate him a lot.
Put my little trophy right next to my big trophy.
Right?
Fuck you.
Go fuck yourself, Sean Payton. I'll say it right now. You can come at me, bro.
Now my question is, Ender's Game.
I mean,
I really thought Ender's Game was going to play a big role in your most hated, because that's like a book that's near and dear to your heart, and the movie was it wasn't that bad a movie, but it was such a disappointment for someone that cares.
It did break my heart. It really did. But when I try to look at it as a movie, independent of the source material, it's not the worst movie we've ever watched. You know what I mean? But as a lover of the book, it's just so wrong.
Yeah.
It's not even that it's that bad, it's that it's wrong.
Sure.
They take the message and they just miss it. But they know what it is, and I have a clip of this. I don't know if we need to watch it, but the thing is, they say the message, but they don't deliver the message. They're just like, we know what the book was about, but we're not going to do it.
And I think that's a lot of. Let's watch that clip real quick.
Because that's what it should be about, but they don't do that at all. It's never about that, but then they still say it, and that's what pisses me off, Dan Goodsell. At the end of the movie, they still try to wrap it up correctly, and it's like, fuck you idiots.
And I think that clip just shows what a movie that doesn't know what the hell it's doing, that the pieces don't, the pieces of the puzzle are just pieces in a box and not a completed
just all shook up.
Yeah.
All shook up.
And that's what a lot of these movies, they're just like, now we can have a scene that's this, and now we have a scene that's this, and then we have a movie.
And so, which brings us to something I want to talk about, Dan, which is personally, I mean, we have a lot of fun on the podcast. We joke around. We get upset. My favorite moments, which don't happen that often, but my favorite moments are when you try to impart like life lessons.
Okay.
Those are my favorite parts. So I have a few clips of you imparting lessons, and I think we'll just kind of roll through them right now of just the Dan's life lessons.
Easter egg goodness. The Easter egginess. And what it is people mistake these Easter eggs for content. And it's not. It's what it is it's rubbing a little spot on you. Oh, that feels good. I like that. And that's all it is. It's like in The Mandalorian. You told me what happens in The Mandalorian, and everybody likes it. We love Baby Yoda because we're like, Baby Yoda is like Yoda, but a baby. We understand that.
But cute.
We understand instantly what Baby Yoda is, and he's cute, and he's fun, and he's a little puppet, and he eats bugs, and it's like we like that. And we think it's something there, but it's unless there's something real behind it, unless you really feel for him, and you're like, oh my God, I hope something bad doesn't happen to Baby Yoda. It doesn't mean anything past that.
What a stupid joke. No, I thought it was on a Thursday. That's Thanksgiving. What are you guys talking about? Nobody confuses Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. That's not a thing.
I think this is something that we should refer to as the anti-joke. Somebody writes a joke that makes their character look like they're the dumbest person in the world.
Yes.
You don't laugh, but you remember it because of how stupid it makes.
That's how much you hate the person that either said it or wrote it.
It's the triangle. So the one kid thinks the other kid burped, the one kid thinks the mom burped, the mom thinks the kids burped. So nobody really everyone's, it's like, who cut the cheese? You're never going to know who cuts the cheese because even the person who cut the cheese is going to say, you're the one that cut the cheese. And if you have three people, you can never solve the cut the cheese problem, can you? This is like, this is real math, Tony. And you're not getting it. You missed it. You're trying to place all your logic. Oh, everybody's looking at everybody's mouth. But if I'm looking at my brother's looking at my mom, and my mom's looking at me, how are you going to know who really burped? You're going to know one person didn't burp. You're not going to know the other person didn't burp. And then you're going to know that. So you can't, it's not the old logic of if I go through this door, will I get the tiger? If this door is the lady, that one, you just have two people. But once you add three, you're never going to solve this logic.
Okay, we're going to go to the ultimate movie question conundrum.
Oh.
Do you save Spock or do you save the universe?
I save Spock every time.
Save the goddamn universe!
Spock is my best friend. Spock is my best friend. I don't want to live without him. I'm saving him.
You can grow another Spock. You can go to the mirror universe and find a bonus Spock. There's plenty of Spocks laying around the multiverse.
But this is my Spock. My Spock, Dan.
So
stupid.
So you're welcome, Tony. It's you now have the triangle of who you'll never know who cut it if there's
You'll
three.
never know who dealt it, and that's the problem,
And the Spock issue, it's like I was talking to Shannon about that, and it's like I think that there are two types of people in the world.
Yeah, good people, evil people. Yeah.
It's kind of true.
I don't know if that's
true. No, I mean it is a difference between good people and evil people. Evil people will do the thing that is evil for the right reason.
Yeah, but does that make you evil, or does that make you just less emotional about it? You know what I mean? Like, because there are evil people, but you would do what's good for the greater good.
Because you have to.
Do you have to? I don't know those people, but I'll tell you that I'm going to save you, Dan. 100% of the time. If I was actually I don't know why. I was thinking about this just the other day. If we were in a fire, I would pull you out. Yeah. I wouldn't go back in for anybody else.
Well,
like if there was a group of people and you're one of them, I'm going to pull you out. But other than that, I'm getting out.
Tony, if I had to push you over to save all those people, I'd push you over. And save the others.
You're gonna use me to put out the fire. You're gonna throw me down and roll me around until I put out the fire, burnt to a crisp, so you can save a bunch of people you barely even know.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. You don't even know.
Never even met these people.
You know me, and you're not even gonna be. You're gonna be like, "Good job, Tony," as I'm just fucking burnt to a crisp.
Well, it'd actually have to be like the whole universe, and I would do that. The universe, so there's some qualifications.
There's a sliding scale.
If it was like 15 people I didn't know, I would save you. That is true.
Oh, okay. But if it's at least I'm on the list. I'm honored to be there.
But if it's a more conceptual amount of people that I don't know, like 100 random people, I'm sorry, Tony.
So similar to the vampire. When we're in Morbius, when you're like, if you're a vampire, I'm gonna kill you immediately. Because I could kill a lot of people. You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta kill you. Sorry, bro.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
We don't got time, because there's a 6 hours, 4 hours and 43 minutes, 14 minutes.
Yeah, I got my clock counting down. Oh, God.
What was that in Morbius? The whole weird countdown. Like, what is happening?
It's because that's how long the blood allowed him to be normal or whatever, right?
It's like whatever. We could complain about Morbius all day. It was so stupid.
Listen, it's going to come back to theaters for the third time. Nobody see it again. It'll be funny.
It was so funny they put it back in theaters because of the memes, and then it just died.
They just don't get it. It's so weird to me.
It's Morbin time.
Oh boy.
So wait, what was the? Hold on. Lost now. Oh. We'll play. Should we lead into Bangarang?
Oh, we can lead into Bangarang right now.
Tony, I hate Tony. Because Tony lived this whatever existence he lived, and we're gonna roll this clip of Tony's childhood, and you're gonna all grow to hate him as much as I am. Literally. What is Bangarang?
It's cool. Bangarang is good. That's all you need to know. That's Bangarang, man. You got to be Bangarang. Bangarang. Oh, we used to say it all the time, man. All the time.
You guys went to school and you said Bangarang.
Oh, you don't do it at school. What are you, a nerd? No, you do it in the backyard with your friends.
So you and your friends would be in the backyard yelling Bangarang at each other as you'd swing on the tire swing or something?
We didn't have a tire swing. I wish we did. We didn't have a tree to anyhow. We did have a swing set though that you could climb on, and there was a little clubhouse up top. Yeah, man. Bangarang.
You would literally stand up in that clubhouse, lean out and yell Bangarang to your friends, and your friends would be like, Tony's so cool.
Yeah, well, they don't. I assume that's what they thought. They didn't say it out loud.
Oh my God!
Bangarang! No. Bangarang! Say it back to me, Dan. No. Bangarang!
Bangarang!
There it is.
Bangarang!
Yes. Cut print. Bangarang! Why do you hate joy? You hate happiness. That's the problem here, Dan. People just having a good time, screaming Bangarang with their friends, and you're poo-pooing all over it.
Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
Nothing means anything, Dan. You should know that. Existentialism.
And let's roll the other clip of the thing that you loved, Tony. In a movie,
let's roll.
Movie you otherwise hated and was the worst day of your life. Even Tony could find a little joy in the worst of movies.
Everybody found a little joy in these.
Tony, tell us what the bloobies are.
The bloobies are all the blue boobies in the movie, which, by the way, there are a lot of like close-up shots of people holding the baby child right next to their giant bloobie. And I was like, cool. For the first 30 minutes of this movie, I'm in. I'm like, okay, cool. We're gonna see a lot of bloobies. There's probably gonna be a lot of sex because some French people made this movie.
Bloobies.
Yeah, baby, bloobies. Arr. I mean, listen, if you're gonna make me sit through the most boring movie of all time, but they just got big blue boobies everywhere, I'll make it through. And they showed less and less as the movie went on, which was a real disaster. But I mean, they were top heavy. Hey-o.
Oh, they were top heavy with the toplessness.
So like it was a double entendre, So in the beginning, the top of the movie was heavy with boobies. The top heavy boobies. Don't worry about it. They're cool, man. I have a thing. I don't know if we talked about this. My wife says it all the time. I have a thing for like oddly colored women. I know that sounds weird, but let me start this up. Cut back to one. So in Star Trek.
Oh, so when you were a kid, did you watch the old Star Trek where there was like the green girl?
100%. But then they did it again in the new one with Chris Pine. There's this beautiful green alien, and she's got like this vibrant red hair, and she's very sexy. And I was like, that's my number one in Hollywood.
Wait, hold on.
But that,
hold on.
Yeah.
This random green alien lady with red hair is who you consider the hottest woman in Hollywood.
Without a doubt,
she was hooked up with Chris Pine, and there it is.
And she is stunning. But then we looked her up, and I was like, oh, no, she's not that cute. Like she's fine. But when she's green, whoa. I don't know. So I have a thing. I don't know. I think I need to meet some aliens. So bloobies were right up my alley, is what I'm saying.
Tony is ready for those human-alien hybrids, whatever color they might come
on
in.
Down. If you need to procreate people out in space, let me know. I'm here for you.
Do we have any more clips where we are?
We have one. I just want to. This is my absolute favorite moment.
Oh my God.
In cinema history.
Favorite moment.
It's my favorite moment in cinema history. I think it's the greatest thing humankind has ever done, and it's from Jason X.
Conjure up two topless girls who are like,
well, they're not topless right away, Dan. They start with bikinis on, and then they're like, we love premarital sex, and
we love beer and pot and premarital sex, and then they take off their tops, and then they both get into sleeping bags,
and now the fun begins. This is my favorite part of the entire movie. One of my favorite things in the entire world, Dan.
It's very funny.
He grabs one of the sleeping bags, tightens it up, and then beats the other lady with a lady in a sleeping bag. That's incredible. He kills one lady in a sleeping bag with another lady in a sleeping bag, and then he smashes it on a tree when he's done. Oh my God. This is incredible stuff. This is what we live for, Dan.
It's just brilliant.
I mean, you can't get better than that. I mean, swear to God.
We probably should have canceled the Jason X episode just because they made cinematic history.
They were like, okay, you know what? You did it. Good job. We'll back off. It's the most brilliant scene I've ever seen in my life. Now, just ludicrous.
Thinking back on that movie, did they do this sort of 3D, go into the other dimension any other time in the movie, or did they just do it right there?
No, just that. Right there. Yeah, just that one. That.
Yep. So in other words, the screenwriters wrote this great joke. They're like, what would happen? Yes. And they were like, we got to do that. And they're like, okay, we'll just do it right now.
They're like, how are we going to do it? They're like, don't worry about it.
Holodeck. Holodeck, we can just turn on anywhere.
It'll be fine. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to have a great time. God, it's so funny.
Oh, my God.
I love it so much.
That was a good one. And other movies that I liked during the show.
Oh, right. Yeah, we'll do our top fives. I forgot.
Top fives. Howard the Duck, of course. It's a terrible movie, but it's hilarious.
It's very fun.
Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
No, Dan, no.
It was. I like that giant. I like what's his name. I rewatched all of Hawkeye, the Disney series.
Wow, okay.
I love it. It's like one of my favorite TV shows of all time now.
Wow,
I will go and watch that.
Wow.
What's her name is great. Haley Stanfield is great. Everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
What's her name? The Elena. What's her name? She's in it. Black Widow's sister. Oh my god, she's so good.
Okay. I still haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it?
No, I skipped right over it.
My other favorites: Silent Night, Deadly Night, another horror movie we did, which was there's a lot of fun in that one.
No, it was. Yeah, that was a crazy movie.
And then of course Twilight, which is
which is like your favorite movie.
I love that. I will unequivocally say I really think it's a good movie. I think it's entertaining, and not just because I like Kristen Stewart. I love Pattinson in it.
But also a little bit.
Oh, Pattinson's great. I mean, I love Pattinson. He's wonderful.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine? He's amazing.
He's not on the list. That's all
How
I'll
is
say.
he not on the list? He's a guy you would want to hang out with.
He's got a weird face. I don't know. He seems too moody for me.
Oh, he seems super cool. He makes up stories to tell to the press, and he like does all sorts of weird stuff. Says funny things.
First of all, I think I'm gonna need examples of making up stories to the press.
I think for the Batman thing or something, he like made up a bunch of stories, like told them like weird stuff to confuse them.
Just wow. I mean, good for him. Good for him. He's always mopey. I mean, Edward in Twilight, super mopey. Batman, super mopey. Cedric Diggory, super mopey. Well, he died, but super mopey. I don't know. He feels like a Debbie Downer, and I'm all about that positivity.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not on the list. Also, he's got a weird face. So I'll say it. I don't even care.
Of course, but that's what makes him interesting. I think he's like a guy that's like kind of interesting looking, and Hollywood's like, oh, you're not your classic. You just like classic good looking guys, except Freddie Prinze Jr., who's not attractive at all.
You're so wrong. I don't know what you don't like about Freddie. Oh, poor
how
Freddie.
he aged. That's what I don't like about it. I mean, if you're like talking, if you would have frozen him, She's All That time period.
I mean, he's good looking. That's the most beautiful thing you'll ever see is that era of Freddie Prinze Jr. I agree.
Not the most beautiful thing.
But he's still a dashing, rogue. Is that what they say?
That is a thing you could say.
Yeah, I'm sure he's. I
don't think anyone says that other than you, but you can say that.
I'll round out my top five because we didn't talk about almost any of them.
Let's talk about some of your top fives, Tony.
Mac and Me.
Mac and Me
is so good.
So good. Everyone should see it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. No Holds Barred. So good. And yeah, that's where my Rip 'em shirt comes from. I loved that movie. And you liked it for like 10 minutes and then you fell off.
The bathroom scene, one of the funniest scenes. I mean, right up there with the Jason X sleeping bags.
You did. You loved
the chained up dog in the bag of the bathroom. One of my favorite absurdist things in any movie ever. Oh, so funny in those. God. I mean, I can just see the scene. I can see them parting those plastic things, and then the one urinal up to the top with a beer can and the moss growing in the. Oh my God! It's so horrifying.
Yeah. It's the worst place in the world for sure.
What else you got?
I got Wing Commander, Freddie Prinze Jr. It's the best movie we've done.
Whatever.
Just unequivocally, it's the greatest film we've done. I mean, it looks great. It plays great. It's a wonderful film. Freddie, long live Freddie.
Has Matthew Lillard in it. Only positive thing to say about it.
God, I do love Matthew Lillard. What a treat. Number 4, Geostorm. I loved this movie. This is what the movies that I hate, like Boss Level and Moonfall, they at least did it right. It's not a good movie. Don't get me wrong. But they kind of know that. And they have fun with it. And I like
Geostorm could have been super, super fun. It was okay.
Yeah. And for this podcast, that says a lot.
I mean, yes, on this list, it's no Pluto Nash.
It's doing okay. Oh, Pluto Nash. And then my last one, of course, is Chips. It was between Chips and Lady Ghostbusters. That was the last spot. Was a movie that I genuinely find very funny. But Chips just won out a little bit because, Dax. Dax is my boy.
I'm going to say something now, Tony. Chips, funnier movie than Lady Ghostbusters.
All right, you know what? We'll take it, Dan. That's about as close to a compliment as I'm going to get on Chips, and I will take it. It's just a low bar for you.
a very low bar. So that's our show 100, or at least the primary part of the show 100. It's going to be long, of course, because it's a lot of clips.
It is going to be long. We're long-winded and we like ourselves. You know what I mean?
But it's been fun. This 100, it's like you look back and maybe the first 10 or 15 episodes, you're like, oh, that was a long time ago. And then the rest of it does not feel like a long time ago.
It is weird, right?
I mean, you think back of us watching 50 Shades. I remember everything about 50 Shades.
50 Shades.
I mean,
that was actually a treat.
I mean, there's just so much good stuff. And then there's, Artemis Fowl and
so I actually did forget about Artemis Fowl. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. I mean, and it's fun to look back because even our setups, even like the way the show runs. In the beginning, it was like so bare bones. I just drew a line down the middle to separate us. Like, what the fuck is going on with that?
You've done a lot of work on that.
Well, I think it was like episode 66 is when it just changed to the format that we use now. So like that's a lot. It's not even that long ago.
Oh wow!
When you think about it, like we did a lot the old way. And I've been through so many microphones. I was just chuckling as I was watching. I was like, I think I counted like 8 different microphones throughout the last 2 years. It's like, what am I doing with my money?
Just send me one. Send me your last microphone. So I have a decent microphone.
Well, but you look so cute with your gamer headset on. The kids love it, Dan. We're appealing to a younger market because you look like an Xbox gamer. It's been super fun to reminisce and not have to watch a terrible movie and talk about it. It's good.
Yeah, it's and after 100, you start seeing, it's like, oh, now we've got multiple Adam Sandler movies on there, and more to come.
Although his new one looks pretty good.
He's a good actor, and when he does acting movies, he's fine.
Yeah.
Because he actually tries. His comedies, he doesn't care. He doesn't even try.
Well, because he doesn't need to, which is an interesting phenomena to me. Because they still do well, even though they're garbage.
Just to not be... I wonder with him if he's just not committed to comedy, or if he loves comedy and he doesn't want to... he feels stung by comedy and does not want to give it his all because he doesn't want to get knocked back.
You don't want to get hurt again.
I mean,
absolutely.
We're going to do Jack and Jill at some point, and that movie is horrendous.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. I've never seen it, and it's going to hurt.
I watched another show that did a show about it, and they were just vicious towards it. And for a lot of reasons, there's some product placement stuff in it. There's some like really
I love those
really egregious things in there, kind of like Pixels was. There were a lot of egregious stuff in Pixels where you're just like, what is even happening in this movie?
Pixels. Oh boy.
We watched both Space Jams.
And one of them's great, one of them's trash. I mean, you never know what you're going to get. I forgot we did Space Jam. That should probably be on my top 5 movies because that's genuinely in my top 5 movies of all time.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I don't know if it is, but it's high. It's high. I love the original Space Jam.
We've done a lot of video game movies. We've done a lot of blockbustery type movies. Assassin's Creed.
That hits both of those. That's what's nice about that.
And we've done a lot of the bad superheroes movies. Eternals, Venom 1, Venom 2,
Both Venoms. I mean, we haven't done that many superheroes, but we've done both Venoms. That's how bad those are.
We have done a lot of superheroes. We've done Catwoman. We've done Jonah Hex, which is kind of a superhero.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so we've gone a lot of places, and we're gonna go.
There are more
places.
Yeah, lots of places. To 100 more, you know what I mean?
So we're going to just do a little quick something we like this week.
Yeah, we still got to end the episode normally.
NBA playoffs. We've been enjoying those, man. These are this Celtics team, bunch
good.
of young good guys. You know,
Yeah.
It's really fun.
No, I think they're gonna. Hopefully they're in for like a long reign. You know?
I hope. We've always liked the Celtics, and it's they're really fun.
Franchise. That's the word I was looking for.
Really fun to watch. What do you got for us, Tony?
We watched the movie The Lost Island. Is that what it's called? Lost City. The Lost City. Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum. I love that.
Looks so good.
It is a breath of fresh air. It's like part Romancing the Stone, little indie, it's great. It's sillier than I thought it was going to be, which is obviously up my alley. Great. But it's also like Channing is so funny.
He looks hilarious.
They're both so funny. Brad Pitt is fucking hysterical in it. It's dude, it's great. Daniel Radcliffe is hilarious. It's great. We don't make a lot of movies like that anymore, and I loved it.
And that's the thing. It's like, with the Top Gun and with that movie, it's like I won't say there's an equation, but just do it.
There is kind of.
There is kind of an equation.
I don't know.
And God, we were watching. We saw the trailer for the new Kevin Hart and somebody Netflix movie.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good.
Really and it's like if you can't make and the stupid one with The Rock and Deadpool and Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Again with the names. So Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot. Yeah, Red something, right?
Red something.
Scarlet Red Letter. Yeah, we know what we're talking about. I can't remember that. Yeah, I get it.
Pretty I mean, I didn't make it through it, but you started and you're just like, oh man.
I made it through it. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as Moonfall.
well, yeah. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is never going to make a movie as bad as Moonfall.
Well, I mean, all three of them are very charming people. So, like, the movie just kind of skates by on that, and that's not enough.
Yeah.
But, like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And that's what it seems like a lot of these Netflix things are, is they're just trying to skate by and hiring these stars.
But The Lost City does it right. Go see it. Support it. It's on Paramount Plus if you want to watch it on streaming, but I would recommend just buying it. Shell out the $19.99. Do what I did.
Thanks, Tony.
Support the cause.
Wait, hold on. You have Paramount Plus. You could just watch it for free.
Yeah, of course. But I like to support things when I can. That's my wife yells at me all the time, actually, because she said it's on streaming. I was like, yeah, but I'm going to like it, so let's support it. Or we'll watch something on streaming that I'm not sure I'm going to like, and I like it, and I'll go buy it. I'll never watch it again, but I want them to have my money.
What is wrong with you?
I like to support the things that I love.
Yeah, Netflix and all these giant movie companies need your support. That's the issue.
That's the only way I know how to show my support. I'll tweet about it, but nobody cares. If I could give emotional support, I would, but nobody listens.
That's all.
So I have to. You vote with your money. Vote with your wallet. That's
you just promote it here, and all our listeners get to hear you.
Yeah, all 11 people that have stuck through the whole year with us, you guys go watch that movie. Buy it.
So next week we're going to do a viewer's choice, which is the Robin Williams movie Jack. So somebody suggested that, who we don't know, and so we're like, if you're going to suggest a movie we don't even know who you are,
we're going to do it 100%. And also, thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, I'm very excited.
It's a movie that looks to be terrible, and I haven't seen it.
And I haven't seen it either, so I'm actually very excited. And let's do an over-under on whether or not this person watches the new episode.
I think they will. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, if they're back, great. I mean, we're doing the movie either way, so they win.
Whoever you were, come on back.
They get the last laugh.
Enjoy.
Come on back.
Enjoy it, because you probably hate the movie, and so you want to see two idiots talk for an hour and a half about how terrible it is.
They probably want to watch 15 to 20 minutes and then tune out.
Yeah, you can do that.
Which is fair. It's totally fair. I'll try to be angry immediately for you.
So I'm just going to offer the blanket apology to Tony for anything mean or any terrible movie I made him watch. I don't mean to be tormenting of you, because...
That's a lie, Dan. Nobody believes you. Everyone who just watched this podcast knows that you're lying, and we're all okay with it. It's fine.
That's with my wife. She's just like... because you never know if I'm telling the truth or I'm like just being a jackass. There's like no truth in me because I don't believe, I have no true beliefs. So it's all a lie.
I have no true beliefs. There's Dan Goodsell. That's
no truth coming out of this mouth. All lies.
It's good. People love it. And listen, I think it's fun. Otherwise, I wouldn't still be here, except for Fantastic Planet. That wasn't fun, but everything else is in good.
Have
fun.
you ever seen The Lighthouse? Speaking of Robert Pattinson.
No, it's black and white. Why am I gonna watch that bullshit?
We gotta do that one of these days.
All right. Well.
It's just that we wouldn't have anything to say about it because it's just so insane. But you would.
I feel like I'd have a lot.
You would have a lot to say. It would be very funny. I might have to do The Lighthouse one of these days.
Well, it's not your pick yet. All right, so you can't.
Tony gets the next pick. He's thinking about something
right.
big.
I'm locked and loaded. I've got a bunch of things that I'm trying to decide between.
Yeah, I know you were having a hard time. That's why we're doing Jack, just so Tony can have a little more time.
A little more time to think.
It's
good.
So it's been Hate Watching with Dan and Tony. 100 in the can.
The Mono-Centennial.
900 to go. We're gonna quit after 1,000. That's our plan. Our plan is to do 1,000. And we're going to quit.
I better be dead at 1,000 then because I'm not stopping, Dan.
It's just going to be me sitting across from your desiccated corpse. It's gonna be, I'm like, isn't that a good one, Tony? You idiot. You're going to be like, yes.
People won't even know the difference. They'll just be like, oh, he's quiet today. Weird.
We'll CGI you in there, Tony. We'll have like this whole squad, and we'll maybe get a hologram.
Oh, beautiful! I mean, these CGIs have come a long way. People will buy it. Deep fake technology.
Deep fake Tony, Dan, and deep fake Tony. Hate watching with Dan and deep fake Tony.
That's almost a better title now that we're thinking about it. You blew it, dude.
So if you like what you see, you can subscribe to hear about what we have upcoming. You can leave a like button. Leave a like or leave a comment. Click the like button. Leave a comment. That's what you're supposed to do.
Click, type, and if you don't like it, tell us about it. I want you to do a podcast. Hate watching our podcast. Let's get this circle going.
I've seen that before. Like,
have you? Not our podcast, though, right? Because you would say that to me.
That would be the most hilarious thing ever. People complaining about our stupidity. It'd be hilarious. No, it's like the one girl, Jenny Nicholson, who I watch all her stuff. She did she does like these big S video essays about things.
Oh, of course.
I mean, they're humorous. She's very funny. And she did the Joker. She did her thing on the Joker. And so like the Joker fans, crawled up out of their Joker hideouts, their haciendas. And that's what the Joker's hideout's called, the hacienda.
Because it's a joke.
Ha ha. And they did like a 40-minute video refuting all of her points.
Oh my god. Well, it's getting a sequel. So did you hear that?
I heard that. That guy.
Oh boy.
That guy's a guy you don't want to be friends with.
No. Joker, Folly Ado, coming to Hate Watching near you.
And that on other Hate Watching news, not that we need to do news, but we're doing it anyways.
Let's drop it.
Ezra Miller guy. Ooh, he's on the run.
Wait, he's on the run? I didn't even hear that. Holy shit.
He was like supposedly grooming like some 18-year-old and like the 18-year-old's like with him supposedly.
Oh,
and then
Ezra.
The 18-year-old's parents are trying to find, I think it's a girl. I think it's a girl and they're trying to find him to serve him papers and they can't find him.
I'm going to say two things, and I don't want people to think that I'm heartless, but I am a little bit. One, I hope they find her. Like, I don't give a shit about Ezra Miller. I hope they find her, and I hope they bring her home. But the second thing I'm going to say is if this guy fucks up the Flash movie, they pull it because he's such a fucking idiot, I'm going to be so mad that I don't get Keaton as Batman one more time. I will hunt him down and slap him in the face. Allegedly, yeah.
Episode 100!
The Mono-Centennial, everybody. We did it. Great job, fam.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, watching!